There is something missing in my pupils, so I have to teach this. Today, I will talk about the concept of pushing out one's appearance and presence, also known as oshidashi in Japanese. My fans and my pupils are hard workers and kind people. But they are lacking in presence and appearance. When I ask someone in Japanese if they heard of oshidashi, they often think of the sumo term oshidashi. So, generally they don't know too much about presence and appearance. I've been talking about it for a long time, but it's difficult to explain what it is. I use various expressions like pushing out, oshidashi, and use them in a way that means not losing to others, or something like that. People here like spiritualism, so they think this is a matter of their heart. However, pushing out with their heart isn't all of oshidashi. For example, if my pupil, Mayumi-chan, was invited to a class reunion, there could be some classmates that she didn't like from a long time ago. Despite the fact that they are mean, they can study well and have gone to a good university. If that's the case, Mayumi-chan cannot feel a sense of achievement over these people. So, how can she win over these people? She can win by establishing a strong presence and appearance, such as bringing a Chanel bag to impress them. If she were to do this, she would be using oshidashi. You can use tools to push out oshidashi. So, if you don't have one, it is okay to borrow one. Anyway, just win. So pushing out is to go out and win. To put it simply, it can be a fake. It doesn't have to be authentic. Some people say if you have a fake, you will become a fake person, or if you buy an old one, you will become an old person. Those who think this way instead of focusing on appearance and presence will lose. Oda Nobunaga practiced pushing out to various regions in Japan to eventually conquer Japan. However, at first, he had only few soldiers, so he borrowed soldiers from Saito Dozan and attacked using these personnels. You can borrow it, because the problem at hand is the battle. To win, you must do whatever is possible, and that includes borrowing mercenaries. Let's say we are guarding a fort with 1,000 people and 5,000 people will come attack, right? The odds aren't great, so we need to establish a presence and appearance as if there are 3 times as many people, and to do this, we can make use of straw dolls as well as triple the number of flags. You might think that if you do that, it's shameful if someone finds it out later. No, that's a problem later. The problem right now is to win. Only after winning, you can start thinking about winning the next time. We were not raised to do this important pushing out. But the dad and mom who were raised without this concept haven't succeeded. Grandpa and grandma who haven't been taught this haven't succeeded either. People have to push out. This is to win. Pushing out one's appearance and presence like this is part of the world of mind, but religion says we shouldn't do this. They say it is not good, but they still did this at first to spread Buddhism and made the great Buddha of Nara. That is pushing out. The goddess of mercy, Canon, in actual size seems to be small, but if they made a small goddess of mercy, it would not have as much presence. If they are publicly saying, you can't push out, go to their headquarters. They are definitely pushing out. There is a great Christian temple or something like that in the Vatican. Every religious group has a great building. They know that pushing out is important, but they're telling people not to do it. It's going to be a big deal if you listen to them. You have to push out your appearance and presence. What I want to say is that you studied hard today, you heard good things, but most people won't do anything. You think you learned even though you are just listening. You might not feel the need to push out. But you are being pushed into things by others. You always lose and have an unpleasant face. Humans are not born to lose and to be pushed out on. And those who always lose have a painful face even though they might say I'm happy. You are, but you cannot lie. An actual happy face doesn't look like that. There is a reason why everyone doesn't want you to push out. I don't really want to tell you, but women are often told to try to make themselves look weak and small. They tend to want to be protected. However, that is unreasonable. Please take a good, hard look at yourself. There is a girl who comes to our fan club, but she gets bullied everywhere she goes. She is a cute girl and she pretends like she is weak and small, so she is popular with guys. However, there are already older women who are using that technique. But when she suddenly goes out and does it better than the older woman, she gets bullied. There are a few people who pretend to be weak and small women, and it can work well. It works so well that if you say, "Please protect me," you can get married by age 25. However, for those of you who come to my lectures, it will not work. I'm sorry to disappoint you. If you come to my lectures, engaging in the same type of behavior as those who go out and try to act weak and small is not even worth considering. The people who come and study here are the ones who help people. If you pretend to be a weak person wanting some help, the world will forsake you and even God will give up on you. Pushing out is almost like saying, "I'm greater than you," but at the same time it's more gentle and indirect. Pushing out is hated when you are arrogant. There are many kinds of good people. When you go to the countryside, almost everyone is kind. However, because they don't push out, a bride will not come. Even people in a motorcycle gang have girlfriends when hardworking men can't find one themselves. The more hardworking they are, the more they have to do, pushing out. Men want to make themselves look like a strong and big person. The quickest way to do that is to intimidate people below you. But that isn't cool, is it? If they actually did this, they are a small man. A man while scolding his subordinates would not humiliate them, especially if he has a big heart. Instead, he would say something like, "Come here, I need to tell you something interesting." So, when a small guy gets promoted, we think of it as no big deal. People often come up to me and say, "I learned from you," so I often recommend your work to other people and tell them about it, such as the power of smiling, the power of soul words and heaven words, but they don't listen. The reason they don't listen, I tell them, is because you aren't pushing out. If you keep pushing out, you will have a face that reflects the proper appearance and presence. There's the face of projecting oneself, and the face of being pushed around by others. So, when I look at your face, I can tell who is doing what, and with enough practice you can. We, my fans and I, don't harass people, we are kind, we study a lot, so people like us shouldn't be pushed around. The proper thing for us to do, is to win. So we can't lose, okay? We work hard to make a living, we won't find happiness if we let others push us around. Even if you lose in 100 ways, win at least in something, even if it's just with a handbag. Even if the Buddha himself appeared in front of me and many others, and said something really profound, he would gain a lot of believers, right? But I would say to him, "Hey, Buddha, how many girlfriends have you had?" I would win in that aspect. If you think about the story of the hare and the tortoise, the turtle could definitely win if it was a swimming race. The hare would be the loser the moment the race started. In real life, nobody actually sleeps in the middle of a race. Instead of relying on something like that, bring whatever you can to win. A while ago, I went out to eat with my pupil, and I saw some foreigners there. My pupils thought that I couldn't speak English. However, I walked right up to them and said, "ABC, KFC, Kentucky Fried Chicken." Smile. My pupils were very surprised that I spoke in English. Pushing out means not accepting the idea that Japanese people always lose to Americans socially. Many Japanese feel embarrassed if they can't speak English, so push back against that assumption. Foreigners are like, even though they can't understand Japanese, they come and visit Japan without hesitation. When I go abroad and if they find out that I'm Japanese, the local people say to me something like, "Konnichiwa, kawaii," and "Katsudan." I feel happy that the person said that. I'm happy even though they just lined up all the Japanese they know. Do you understand? I think that Japanese people think it is embarrassing if there is something they can't do. Push out to win. Anything is fine. Win something. You'll win one and come back. Then, tomorrow, you'll think about winning something else. The problem is that people who are being pushed aren't happy. You were raised by your parents that you shouldn't stand out. It's a good thing if parents don't stand out, but why do they even tell that to their kids? The other day, I met a person who was said to be the best entrepreneur in Japan, and I can't say his name because he's on TV all the time. But he said he's a big fan of mine. I get that a lot and many celebrities say they want to meet me, but I never told anyone something like that. Everyone here likes me. If I meet that person and lose, It's the same as the people who followed me losing too. Whenever I talk to 10 people, I give them as much power as 10 people. If I have 1,000 people, I can put out enough power to beat 1,000 people alone. Even if there were 1,500 people and I didn't know what to do, the people who came would end up confused and disappointed. They spent money on a plane ticket to see me, there's no point in them finding me trembling. Push out. ABC. Just that amount is enough, it's the basics we all learned anyways.